Because we're just like you, only different. As a few minutes.
The project started 8 years ago when I had a client of mine with a marketing firm that was a chef at a restaurant. I got to know him personally. I used to take him into the media companies all the time, and when the economy started going down, he ended up losing his job. And I heard his wife left him, and 6 months later I was down in Hemming Plaza and I saw this person homeless on the streets. And the gentleman that I once knew was now sitting there shaking, kind of talking to himself, and had a full beard and sunken eyes. And it really touched me personally that I never really looked at the homeless, and it really gave me a different perspective that it was someone that I personally knew. And so I went home and started writing a poem about my feelings, and over 3 years, as a side hobby that no one really knew I was doing, I wrote the starting script of this musical.
Oh, are we doing it?
Yeah, no, you keep the spark. Yeah, you can keep the spark.
Because we're just like you, only different.
There's so many great people that have been part of this project all along, from Sarah Boone at Theater Jacksonville and Joe Schwartz, who came on associate producer from Players by the Sea. We have over, now it's up to close to 400 community backers, and then found a gem in John Citroni when he came onto the project, and he has been such an influence in terms of helping the storyline and underwriting the music, just incredible talent.
I'm very into rock and roll. I think we all are. American music, Western music is very rock, downbeat oriented. So when I approached writing this, I thought of rock musical rather than rock opera. So within that context, I looked at all of the influences that I had over the years watching musicals, from Godspell and Hair to Les Miserables and so on, and started to incorporate those ideas. And oddly enough, you can hear a lot of the themes from those shows. I intentionally injected the songs with those. So fans of musicals could go, oh, that sounds so familiar, what's that from? Later, hopefully it'll come to them.
Maybe bigger than yours, but layoffs and depression came and bolted all the doors.
I was a toddler.
Because we don't have a real culturally diverse cast. We do have some cultural diversity, but when you're working on such a short timeline and you have a small pool of actors from which to choose, there are a lot of shows going on right now. We had to kind of work in the cultural diversity as much as we could. And I thought a gospel song was a great way to do that. So there's kind of these undercurrent of ideas that are going on while you're writing, the script and trying to get the music together.
Conceptually, I kind of was interested in doing something a little more Brechtian with it and not trying to capture the reality of homelessness, because it's so different. And homelessness is, it's a big idea. When you talk about homelessness or street people, you're lumping a lot of very different people into one group. So I kind of wanted to go with, well, what are the inherent truths to the situation, to living on the street versus not living on the street. And what that quickly turned into was a lot of playing with levels and with height and with distance, and like literally the physical distance of being on top versus being on the bottom, being kind of up and away and secluded in kind of an ivory tower versus living down in the dirt of the streets, which kind of also evolved into that concrete jungle kind of idea of that, life on the street is very much like life in the jungle. It becomes much more primal. It's much more about survival of the fittest. If people in the audience can leave just with that kind of very basic understanding of, oh, I do usually look at homeless people like they're street trash and not like they're people. I look at them like they're objects or something to be gotten rid of. If people can just leave and see the next homeless person on the street and realize that that's a person and that could be them, then I would be pleased.